Hello, Muskies. This first installment for your Engineering for Amusement project is a little introduction to what force is. A lot of people, when they think of force, they think of something like this over here, maybe without the candy canes. But in this short installment, we're going to look at the learning target. I can explain what a force is and how it can be represented by a vector. So a force is a push or pull. And throughout the course of our unit, we'll look at lots of different things that will qualify as a push or a pull. But the good rule of thumb is anytime you change the motion of an object, you use force. And over here in this image to the right, we can see a couple scenarios where we've got some forces here, and these forces are moving this cart to the right. And then we've got some opposing forces here where the cart also moves to the right, but with less force. And in a later lesson, we'll talk about how to determine how the forces will influence the motion. Just like we learned about velocity, that velocity can be a vector, force can also be a vector. And force has both size and direction and can be represented by a vector, or we've talked about by an arrow. And so in this situation where we have a block sliding down this ramp, we can see that we've got three different forces interacting at the same time. And so one of the things we'll practice is how to use these vectors to show where the forces are and then to predict which way the motion will go and what the motion will be like. The last thing I'd like you to do is in your science notebook, I'd like for you to complete a word triangle for the following. And so there's going to be three different word triangles, one for force, one for types of force, and force vector. And the types of force word triangle, that one is one where you're going to need to be curious. And I've left that one to you to search with your group to look at the different types of forces and to include them in a word triangle. Also remember to use color and creativity in your triangle, preferably some images to use as an example. And then lastly, in the science book that we have in our classroom, you can turn to the resource part of the book, which is R51, and you can see an example of the word triangle, and that will help guide you. Plus, if you need help, just ask in class. Good luck as you complete each of these steps, and I hope you and your team are ready to engineer greatness as you build your working model. Thanks for listening. Bye.